Tuesday. I am out running errands. So, let's see, to catch up from my last video, I know I was hoping to work on the puzzle and make my potato soup. As you saw, I did make the potato soup. That's all I got done. I was also going to take a walk. By the time I was finished with the soup, it was pouring outside, so I didn't go for a walk. I didn't get a chance to work on the puzzle. So yesterday, I finished the puzzle. Woot woot. I worked on that only in the afternoon. In the morning, I did a little bit of exercising. Went a little easy though, because the port area was still hurting. So I did an easier set of exercises, and that went well. Then showered, changed my bag, had breakfast, and then it was like 1 o'clock-ish or after. And then I asked Mom, like, oh yeah, Mom was supposed to have a nurse come over. And I thought, shoot, I'm like, well, maybe it was at 10 in the morning, maybe I missed it. And I texted her, and she was like, nope, she's coming at 1 o'clock. And it was like just then. And so I asked her if she wanted me to come over, and she said, sure. I'm like, all right, let me get bundled up, because we had wind advisories yesterday with 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. Because after our rain, it was like 40, it dropped down to 20 that night, so that we had like this flash freeze thing going on. But it wasn't too bad. And then we had like 1 inch of snow, 2 inches actually, overnight into the morning. But again, then that stopped, and it was just cold yesterday. But made it to Mom's, and yeah, the nurse came and we talked about everything going on or whatever. But basically, everything is fine. So Mom nicely thanked her for ordering the home X-ray and ordering the bed, because we haven't really seen her since that all happened. So again, the bed's working out fine. She's not having really any more fluid retention coming off. We had a whole lot that first week, and then it's just kind of like remained stable. So we're hoping for more. We'll see. Maybe it'll, again, as time goes on, maybe more will come off. But in any case, that's still good. Again, and the X-ray, like we said, showed there was no blockage. So that's awesome, because we're getting to the point of the symptoms she was having was almost like, was she having cancer? It was almost the stuff like that I was going through. And so, like I said, I watched another video of somebody that had colon cancer, still has it. I guess she's going through it. And so she ends every video by saying, and this is your, like every weekly reminder. If she puts videos out weekly or whatever, it's like, this is your weekly reminder to make sure that you go to the doctor and get things checked out if you are having any bowel symptoms that are unusual whatsoever. And so I thought, again, I'm like, yeah, Mom's been having stuff, and we should follow that advice. I give the same advice, the same thing. It's like, go get it checked. The sooner you can get it checked, the better things will end up. So we were wondering whether she was going to have a colonoscopy again or not, if they would do that, or obviously they'll try to do some imaging first. But again, with her one kidney, she also can't do radioactive dye. So it all depend on what they could really do. I think you can do ultrasound without dye. Again, how much you can really see. Same with CT scans. And you can do them without dye, because they do scans of me without dye and then with. But in any case, they did the X-ray, and that, like I said, that showed clear. And in the meantime, Mom's system was kind of regulated, and everything is like going hunky-dory. So happy about that. So that's all good. Other than that, everything is going well. So yay. So that was about yesterday. So by the time I got home, it was 4:30. I think I had to have, I was hungry. It was lunchtime. I didn't have lunch. So I'm like, okay, I need to eat. And then I finally got to working on the puzzle at maybe 5. Cassie was home by 7. She was home by 7:30. I think she ate, and then she, came over because she could see that I was nearing the end. And she goes, well, at this point, Mom, you just need to grab pieces and just try them. I'm like, that's what I've been doing. I'm like, okay, this piece is like a little whitish piece. Let me grab all of them that have white and try there. And then every other area, I think that there's a little bit of like white. And I was finding pieces that way. I'm like, it doesn't fit there. Oh, but it fits over here. Okay, now this piece. Let's try this one. No, not here. Oh, but it fits over here. So she helped me for that last half an hour-ish or so between the two of us. That we got her done. Unfortunately, we're missing a piece. I was like, really? So we looked all over. We were missing 2 pieces, actually, and she found one on the floor. And so then we looked all over. We looked on the chairs that were by my table and stuff, and we did not find that last piece. So, boo. But it's done. It's cute. It's nice. And my goal was to have it done before Saturday anyway, so that I can have my table for taking off all the ornaments. I have a lot of boxes for some, well, I have some boxes for some of my ornaments. The other ones just get wrapped in tissue, but I do have certain boxes that I've saved. So particular ornaments need to go in their particular boxes. So because of that, we usually just take all the ornaments off the tree and put them on the table. And that way, you know, Wayne and Cassie can both help too. They can get the ornaments off, throw them on there, and then I work on wrapping them up and putting them in which box they need. You know, the regular particular box, and then again, I have 2 Tupperware like storage boxes that I put them in. Like I said, the one has the glass ornaments or the more breakables. The other one has the main ornaments. But we'll be taking down the tree this weekend, so I needed the table. I'm like, okay. So we got the puzzle done, so yay. So yeah, that was that. So then I decided, okay, today I would get out and, like I said, do some shopping, do some errands. I was going to go to the post office because that was like my main thing of coming out today, to check on where Mandy's package might be. And before I came out, I decided, okay, let me check the tracking number. And I did, and lo and behold, the package is now in Chicago. That's maybe a 3-hour drive from here. It's kind of like, what'd you do? Put it on a tortoise's back and, you know, let him walk there? I'm kind of like, even if a human would have walked there, it would take less than a month to get there. It's like, so Lord knows what happened to that package that now it's finally moved. But I'm like, okay, well now I have an update, so I don't need to go to the post office and say, hey, haven't had an update since December 5th. Like, where is it? And it's funny because then they dated it. I think they dated it the 10th. I'll have to double check that. That's funny because I'm thinking, yeah, well, I finally have that update today because I checked again 2 days ago. I didn't check yesterday. I was going to and I forgot. But 2 days ago I checked it and it still said December 5th. Huh. I'll have to recheck that. Because if it actually does say December 10th, then maybe it's further out. I don't know. Anyways, I'll put that in chat. Yeah, so like I said, at least that's moving, so that's good. And then I thought, okay, one of the things that I got for Christmas didn't fit, so I was going to return that. That has to go to Kohl's. And then I decided that I'm going to return the watch because that's just not going to work, and I don't feel like putzing to try to get the figuring out, getting the links out, going to a jeweler, yada yada. So I'll just return that. But in the meantime, I thought, okay, well, I could go to Walmart. I want a wall calendar again. I love having our wall calendar by the kitchen because we all put all of our stuff on there, and that way if you're thinking about, oh, I want to make plans for whatever, is anything going on that day, we can look at the calendar and we know, oh, does so-and-so have something or whatever, so we know what days are more free and stuff like that. And we've got stuff coming up in January already, so I want to get that on the calendar. I need a calendar so I can start writing on there. Wayne looked last week. I had it up like on the grocery list. He said he didn't see anything. And yeah, I've kind of looked at calendars as I've been out, but there too it's like, so we'll see what I see today. If not, I've got a couple stops to make so I can check a couple different areas. And what else? Oh, I was gonna say I was going to buy one. There's kind of a YouTuber I watch. I see him a lot on my Facebook feed. That's how I kind of found her. It was called Layla the Boxer. So there's this gal, Stephanie. She has a white boxer, and when she married her husband, had I think it's like an Australian cattle dog. And so these dogs are like so well trained, and so she does these funny skits with them, and they're so good, and the dogs are so cute. And she finally put out a calendar this year, and so that was pretty neat. And I thought of that a couple days ago, but it said it was going to take like a week or two to get, you know, for shipping or stuff, and it was like, well, in the meantime I could just go buy a calendar. And so again, we'll see what we see. But that's cute. I like watching their skits. Anyways, I thought, okay, I stop at Walmart. Seeing as the one pair of jeans that Wayne bought last time fit him, I can try to pick up another pair of jeans for him while I look for a calendar. We're out of saran wrap and bread and eggs. So I knew a few of those things like by Sunday. Saturday, I kind of texted him. You know, he wanted to get his hair cut, so he did grocery shopping by himself. So I'm kind of like, oh, are you still out? Because we, you know, need eggs. And he was like, nope, I'm on my way home. And I'm like, okay. And then he was going to go back out right away. And I'm like, no, it's okay. I've got like 4 eggs. It'll last me a few days. We'll be fine. And then Sunday he was going to go out, I forget, for something else too. And then it was like, it just didn't happen. And I'm like, I'll be out on Tuesday. I'll pick up some grocery items and things like that. So And then Sweet Trio. Mom wanted some extra sugar-free almonds, like what I bought her for Christmas. She said those are really good. Nice little treat to have a couple of those after, you know, dinner and stuff. And for me to pick up some more next time I'm out. So I kind of thought, okay. So like I said, a few stops to make. We shall see what we see. I'm thinking that's it. I was thinking I was going to show things before, but I couldn't show some things before Christmas because, you know, my husband watches the videos and sometimes my daughter does. So I'm like, okay, I can't put some things in here because they'll watch and then they'll know. But anyways, yeah, let's go shopping. This is a very cute backpack. I like purple. Purple and grays, it's nice. The one backpack I have is like a Southwest theme. But these have these little like loops here. I'm like, or is this for hanging tchotchkes off of? I'm like, instead of everybody has, you know, the like keyring type things, whatever, but or like pins is a big thing. But now you can hang stuff there, because what else would you do? It's on the outside. They're small. I mean, I fit my finger in there. So what else are you gonna put there? But either way, very cute. Interesting, they have cereal. I'm sure this is going off of that movie, the Demon Hunters, K-pop Demon Hunters. So cute. And then of course there's Cinnamon Toast Crunch holiday cereals. I almost forgot that I was here to look at calendars. I was already in the food section. I had to come back.
I'll be here. If anything
So
fun and exciting happens,
we'll figure out which one I'm gonna want. All right, I think I'm going with this one because I like animals. This is about the cutest. Some of the other ones, it's like some of the pictures look so fake. I like animals, I like nature. This will do. See, like even these, unless it's just for the packaging, but all these pictures look like they have filters on them. The colors are just not natural. Whew, all right, one stop done. It is, let's see, 28. It's cold outside today. I'll check temperature again. I thought it was colder. My car says 28 right now, but I could feel misting on my face coming out of the car, and I thought, oh yeah, they did say rain for today. And I thought I saw one of the salt trucks off to the side on the expressway that they're getting ready to be able to salt so it doesn't freeze. But I was overheating in the store because I knew it was cold, that I wore my long johns today. So I'm like, so I was shopping around looking for things and figuring out which calendar I wanted and whatnot. I found some jeans for Wayne. I found a sweater for Mom. She keeps saying too, well, when you go out there and you find a sweater, so you find one that can just be an open, you know, just one that, a non-zip up anything sweater that she could just put her arms through. And because I got her that really nice fuzzy sweater for Christmas, but it was over the head. She goes, I'd like one like this, but then just open in the front. So I found one today. It doesn't seem as thick though. So she sees, you know, she wants to something thick and warm, even though she already wears 3 t-shirts, and then she puts a sweater on top. She wants it warm. Anyways, I found one. We'll see if she likes it or not. It's also, yeah, more neutral color. So this one is a blackish grayish. So I figured, yep, that'll go with everything too. So we'll see if she likes it or not. It's okay. I can always return it. But yeah, I figured I got a couple grocery items. Like I said, then I remembered the calendar, so I went back into the store and looked for that. I was looking for pregnancy department, also, you know, maternity wear, and I didn't find any of that. I think again, people keep talking about wearing maternity jeans. That's good to be able to wear over the ostomy bag, that it's not too tight. So I did not see a maternity department there. I thought, well, maybe it'd be by the kids' clothes, by the baby department. No. And I didn't see it in the women's department. So again, something I'm keeping my eye on as I go shopping and try to remember. But because I figured, well, I wasn't finding a couple items here. I like the Dawn pump type soap for my kitchen sink. That when I do regular dishes, yeah, I squirt the Dawn in the water, but then to have just next to the sink, I like to have the Dawn pump too, just so that if I can, you know, do that in a dish. If I only want to wash one dish or two, then I use that. And they didn't have that here. And the only place I really found it is Meijer. So I figured, okay, next stop, we'll go down that way and check out Meijer, and then I could buy the rest of my grocery items there, even though it's cold enough outside and it's cold in the car. I figured I'll just go buy my grocery items all together. I remembered my bags today. To Meijer, I've got them all. I have to be careful how I'm carrying them because I have a ring on my pinky finger. It's just a tad loose, so I don't want to carry bags on my pinky finger, and then as I'm dropping them all in there, my ring will come off. But it is 18 degrees. I knew it was colder than 28. I think I even got up to 17 as I was heading north. A little bit colder up there. We got more snow than we do and all that too. But anyways, we'll get what we need at later now. There it is. And there's only one left. Ha ha! It's mine! In the sale area of all the Christmas stuff, and they've got the Reese's trees, which have been around for a while. They have caramel cups. I haven't seen those before. Interesting. I've never seen these before. They have little nutcracker chocolates. Look at that. Still look like a nutcracker in there. And then they have Santas, which is also cute. I've never seen before. And white trees. My daughter likes white chocolate. Also interesting. Sugar cookie kisses, where there are actually specks in the candy. And they have Bella Reese's. I think I've tried those before. And then there's sugar cookie Reese's. I've never seen that before either. See, they have the individual trees, the Reese's trees that you can buy, so you can buy just one. I was hoping that they were going to have that with those new Kit Kats. Oof, 3 o'clock. Got the Kohl's return done. While I was there, I decided to go glance in the store because they do returns now at the main counters that they check out at. So I thought, okay, if it's not a separate return counter and all that, I'm going to glance in the store quickly to see if I could find another sweater like I bought for Mom. See if they had that same design or whatever, that in the softness in a different color. So they had one that was like a light blue that would have been in her size, and that's it. And I was like, ugh. And as far as other sweaters, they really didn't have anything. But so it was all right. So then I went and returned them, and it was good. They did take both. I figured they would. I know we bought one item here, and we bought one item at a Kohl's in like Menominee Falls, and the tax is different in each city. But they were like, yep, not a problem. We could take it back and all that. I'm like, okay, yay. Then I don't have to make an extra trip there when we're grocery shopping and make an extra stop. It's done. I'm pooping out. Got one more stop to go. I had success at Meijer. Bought all the goodies I needed. So I saw my Dawn foaming pump. They had one left, so yay, got that. And got the other grocery items. I found a sweater there that I figured Mom might like. It's not as thick. It's a thinner sweater, but like I said, we'll see. I'll have her try it on. And then I found a bear. Cassie loves bears, so I don't know if we can see it or not. It's down. See the bear? It's a bare metal garden decoration, outside decoration. So it's Christmassy. He's got Christmas packages on him, so we'll see if we want to put it out now and just have it out for a while anyways. But it was 30% off. I don't even know what the original price was, but I'm like, oh, it's cute. And we don't have anything for after we take our summer little lights out of there. We have the Halloween. And then after that, there's nothing to go in there. I'd had some light 'em up snowflakes, but the batteries all died on them. And I don't think they were they weren't able to be changed out. The batteries weren't able to. So, I was asking Wayne, I said to him, like, we find some more little light up things, like snowflakes or something, which they may have at Stein's. The one time we were shopping, I think I saw a couple things there that I would have liked, but I think that's for another day. Maybe, although now, again, big sales are going on because of after Christmas, and we'll see if I have energy after my next stop. I gotta go pick up Mama's almonds. And it's snowing, so I just may be going home. I thought about getting food too. There's Little Caesar's Pizza up here, which Cassie used to love, and we haven't had it in a really long time. But we still have food at home. We still have leftover ham and mashed potatoes and vegetables. So I've got lots of food at home to eat. And then I made that potato soup. So I don't need extra food. But, all right. Let's see how many more stops I've got in me. All right, being the only one, he looks kind of silly in the middle of my garden. I'd put him off to the corner, but it's like I could put him in this corner. Then Cassie won't see him, though, every time she comes home. So this way he'll be seen. But obviously he needs some friends. But hopefully he's a good enough coated metal and all that too, that he's not going to rust. He looks pretty good. And I think I have him far enough in the garden that he won't fall over, especially if we have windy days. So it's a start. Of course. So I'm home and I thought, I need to see if my calendar is going to fit in this wall space that I have. So yeah, there was a nail there, and when I pulled this off, the nail fell. I'm in stocking feet. I can't see the nail. But it's not on the tile floor of the kitchen, so I can't step that way, and I can go put my Crocs on and then look for it. So I don't Step on the nail. This morning I put these earrings in, and then I put my coat on, getting ready to go, and the one earring fell out. It fell into my coat. And I was like, thank goodness I was still home. And I'm like, okay, I kind of thought it was funny when I was putting the backing on the earring, whether I made it or not. And so I'm like, okay, I don't know where the backing is. It wasn't in my hair. It wasn't in the coat. So I found a different ear backing that I could put on that. And now I dropped a nail. I'll have to figure it out. But in the meantime, I'll cover that. You know what? Never mind. I'll be back. Excellent. I went to go put my Crocs on, found the big flashlight that we have, and as I was walking back, I could see the nail kind of shining in the carpeting. So, yay! Didn't need the flashlight. Didn't need to step on it. So, yeah, let's see if this calendar fits. All right, as I figured, it's just a tad long. I know when I told my husband to look for a calendar, and I told him, can you measure the spot? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, measure how tall it is from the nail down, because from where the nail hole is to the top of our light switch is only so long. And I've bought calendars before that go to the top of the light switch that hit it. Yeah, well, ding, ding, ding. So I like to also cut my holes bigger. So I figured, well, before I even do that, I'll measure it. So I have this lined up with the hole. And then if we go all the way down, you see it covers the light switch. It hits like, So, I don't know, maybe I'll look at the pictures, maybe you'll see. It looks like I've got room, at least on this one. Let's see. Let's see what a regular month looks like. This is, yeah. There's probably room. Because if we see the, yeah, well, I guess there's always the hole on there too that was in there. I'm going to be cutting off the hole. If I cut off the bottom of the page, that's about how much I would need to cut off, is where the hole is. And then I punch a new hole. Oh, I'll probably just deal with it. I've dealt with it before. It's just not ideal. It's all right. Next year. Next year. Martina said she'll save those calendars for me, so I'll have one of those again. Which are the ones that I like. But I should see as long as I'm on here. This is March, so this would be my mom's and Cassie's. Oops, that's right. I dropped part of the calendar. I didn't look. What's April? That's me. What do I get? I get a bunny rabbit. Oops. Cute. So I have the almonds for Mom. I found them in milk chocolate. I don't remember if I bought her milk chocolate or dark chocolate before, so we'll see. I have my immersion blender there. Love having all the kitchen gadgets, but then I have to find a home for them. I gotta find a spot. Where am I gonna put it? And then this is the sweater that I bought her. So hopefully it's not going to be too long, but as you see, it has pockets, which is nice, and it's gray, so again, it'll go with everything. It has like some like decorative holes, which there too. Hopefully there's not going to get too much bigger, but in that respect, you know, it's a nice sweater. So again, we'll see. It doesn't seem too thick though. It's a little bit thinner. So we'll see. All right, I'll take my calendar to the desk. I have to transfer dates, all the birthdays and stuff to put in there. But yeah, World Wildlife Fund. That's where my neighbor has donated before and gets these awesome calendars that has all the animals, either animals or nature type scenes and all that. So I like that. And then while I was out, I remembered that this was an item that was on a birthday list for my girlfriend's grandchild. Randy and I scheduled a lunch for the friends this coming Saturday, which is part of why I told like, I want the calendar, I want to get the lunch on there. Even though I have it on my own calendar, I still like to have it on this one that I just know it sets it more in my mind than my own calendar. So yeah, I remembered while I was out, I'm like, oh, well, one, I'll need a birthday card, and two, like I saw this and I was like, oh, I think that was an item that was on his list. So it's my girlfriend's grandchild. So that birthday party is that following week in January, like the 9th-ish. So we'll see. And when it's winter, it depends on the weather as whether I go to anything or not. I don't like driving when it's like a bad snowstorm. Snow like today, if it's just, that's fine. But if it's a bad storm and all that stuff, then I don't want to drive. So we shall see what the weather is like. In any case, I have this, although we're getting together this coming week. I may or may not give it to her and just say, well, just in case, here's the present. You can, you know, take this with, and then if I make it to the party, I do, and if I don't, they've got something from me. But yeah, glad I saw that. So again, while I was out, it was like, oh, excellent. I knew that was an item. I thought that looked pretty cool. He wanted some like dinosaur figurines and stuff like that, which I know he plays with a lot. But this is a light up tracing pad. So I thought, well, that's kind of cool. So even if you don't, like if you use up all the supplies in here type of thing, you can still use that for other things. I think that would be a lot of fun and get a lot of use out of it. So anyways, I'm hungry. I need to get myself some food. Yeah, I didn't make it to the other store. The way I exited the Sweet Trio store took me on the other side of town to come home. So I'm like, you know what? Cassie's been talking about wanting her room painted, and she has off tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow we'll go to Menards and we'll look at paint colors, look at paint swatch chips type of thing, whatever, and have her pick out a color. She looked on her phone a little bit, picked out, I think it's like a grayish blue. But I thought, well, let's go to the store. Let's pick something out, and we'll start with that. Maybe we'll get some paint, and then I can look there too to see what kind of outdoor decorations they have. Now can I get my polar bear friend? Find something else we can put out there. At least the polar bear is flat also, so tonight it'll be easy for storage. I can either put it up against the wall or I could put it on top of my cabinets out there. So that's nice too. It's not a big bulky item like my pumpkins. Wayne and I had seen some candy canes. I think it may have been even in Walmart when we were out shopping one of the times for groceries. And they were light up candy canes, and I was like, oh cool, they're LED light up. What? No, they were a plug-in light up because they're only like $3. And I'm like, I'll take a couple candy canes. That would look awesome out here. But I'm like, oh, they're not LED. They're not for the the sun to be able to shine on there and charge it. So anyways, oh yeah, I'll show you my orchid. Again, amongst my jungle, you can kind of see or not, but a couple of the flowers are getting bigger, like they're getting ready to bloom. So yay, that'll be pretty. We needed some more kitchen hand soap, so I figured as opposed to buying a refill, I'm like, oh hey, I'll buy some of these Christmassy hand soaps that are on sale. So I think those were like $2.50 each. And then I drank this one before and I really, really liked it. And I thought, well, just in case I got really hungry, I couldn't wait to get home. I bought another one of those, but now I have it for later. And then I bought this one to try. So this is strawberry lemon ginger. So we'll see if I can taste the ginger. And then the recipe I'm planning on making is pancakes. So I need more flour. I'm going to make a pancake dough, or the flour mixture type thing that you make it with. So I needed that, and I needed buttermilk for that, and eggs. I was out of eggs. And then I have a recipe for some oatmeal that uses apple juice and apples and stuff. And I thought, well, and fruit. Oh, fruit for the pancakes. And then I bought some yogurt because I can also eat the fruit with the yogurt. Yummy. All right, finished dinner. So now I can work on transferring dates of the calendars. It's just so funny. Look at the difference in size between that one and that one. This new one is so big. Although interesting, look at that. Penguins for both Januaries. But now I'll go ahead and transfer like my birthday type dates, and I will put those on the new calendar. And I went ahead already, and on that hole I have a big hole puncher, and so I just took this and I repunched all these holes so that that'll fit nicer in the nail. So that's part of what I do to get my calendar all set up and ready. Here we are. Step one of my goals this year. I've got Cassie out choosing a paint color. Look at all the pretty swatches. So many colors to choose from. Oh, so much fun. We already have the actual tray at home to put the paint in, but they came up with this neat thing where you get these plastic liners that you can just put this in your, oh, that's a 10-pack. Wow. So you get a liner and you just put this on top of your actual tray. This is plasticky, so then that's either you can just toss it, throw it away, or depending on if you want to clean them up. We have that. Oh, look at, they have little paint cups too. Oh. And then we have a choice of our roller covers too. So there's a 1/2 inch nap and a 3/8 inch nap. I don't know why you'd use whichever difference, but gotta get some of those too. We should have paintbrushes though, so we don't need to get a new paintbrush this time. Back from Menards, here's our haul. So we got the polar bear out in the garden, some friends, a little polar bear, and a nutcracker Santa. And then Auntie Tammy loves the Highland cows. So Cassie spotted these little cows. They're so cute. And these are all half price. So, and then she loves bears and she wanted the little polar bear. So that one's for us. Yay! And then she found these at the register. So we're going to try these. They look pretty delicious. All right, as I discussed in the last video with making little goals, I've started. So I have a little sheet here for the books to read, and I'm going to log it so I have accountability. And then I put down some of the household chores that I'm going to want to get done. So we'll work on those, add as we keep going. And then go steps for getting the room done, picking color, buying supplies, and removing item from the rooms, etc. So today Cassie and I did go out, and she picked the colors that she wanted. Instead of just white for her walls, she her closet and all that, she actually went with a moonlit snow. It didn't cost any extra to put any of the color in the paint. You're still just paying for the paint color, so that's, I'm like, all right, fine, then we can do that. And then Morning Breeze for her color. And then we have our painter's tape, and we bought extra rollers. We bought a whole kit. So it has the rollers in there, and the roller guard thing, and there's a paintbrush in there. So we have that. And then we have our 3 gallons of paint. So this is our primer. So this is what's going to cover up the orange that's in there now. And that should, it says it covers up bright colors. So it should just take one coat of that will cover up the orange. And then we have our 2 colors. So I know on top of it, they put a little paint splotch. So that one is the more white. That one is a little bit of the green. So that should do it. So we have our start. Woo! Tonight we may have some plans. Like I said, a neighbor invited us over, so we'll be out. And again, that was enough for today. You have like a little steps. And you get tired and need some downtime. So tomorrow we're all home, and then we can start with the next step. Cleaning out her room, moving everything into the sister's room, making sure there's room in the sister's room. In our extra bedroom there, that we can put all Cassie's stuff in there. And then over the weekend and stuff, Cassie has 2 days off in a row. So then with that, we can start prepping the room and see what we get done. Happy New Year! It is January 1st. Woot woot! Stayed up late and get to bed till 2. Running in the new year by watching the ball drop and all that. That was all fun and everything. So slept in a little today. Finished breakfast though, and you're like, "What? I have just a little chocolate." Thought, oh yeah. When I was at Sweet Trio the other day, I bought the dark chocolate ginger and the chocolate covered orange peel. So these are ones that I saw when I was shopping, I'm trying to think, a while ago. And I saw these and I thought, oh, maybe I'd get myself some for St. Nick or whatever. And I didn't. But I thought, all right, today let's try them, and we'll try them with you. So the ginger, I'm wondering if this is going to have a bite, if I'm going to taste it. And obviously I figured I'd have this one first and then the orange peel, in case I don't like this. I should have broken open. Yeah. That's ginger alright. But ginger's supposed to be good for you and healthy. We had some ginger bites. A snack that was more, it looked like sugar coated. It had whatever on it. Saying it got through them. Just knowing they're kind of good for you. I'll eat these because I have them. That's not one I would try again. That is not one. Oh, here we go again. I didn't bring water. I'll get some water. Yeah, not really a snack of choice. But now the orange peel, of course. Oh, again, I keep thinking I should bite it and show. This looks like those ones that would be like a gel. Because obviously it's not orange peel. They're round. Not like you peel an orange and take that orange peel and... That's good. Very orangey. Less orange than my... Or more orange, I should say, than my orange cookies. Cassie thought my orange cookies were too orange. It's not gonna show that way. I thought it would show more of that gel type. Maybe? No. Interesting. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it looks a little gelled in there, but I was expecting more of a darker gel. But anyways, that one I like. So let me know if you like orange. If you like orange, if you like that one, if you like ginger. Do you like to eat ginger? Do you have a particular ginger snack that you like or try, or ginger shots? I'll put ginger in my smoothies, but I can't really taste it. Which, again, I get the health benefit from it, but the taste is covered up by everything else. But that, yeah, sometimes you can really taste the ginger. Anyways, yeah, let me know if you guys like to eat that. All right, I decided to try cut them open. So that's the orange. That actually looks like layers in there. So that's interesting. And then that's the ginger. That's what I was expecting to see in the orange one, but there you go. Oh, it is time. Christmas is coming down. Batteries have to come out of those little animals and the little dolly. Got our Christmas picture down, taking apart the puzzle so that we can have the table. Took down some of the decorations. And then it will be time for the tree to come down. And all that. And start working on Cassie's room. She's ready. She's like, all right, gotta start moving stuff out. We're doing it. All right, before Cassie blocked in the bookshelf area with all of her stuff, I picked out a book. So we're gonna read this one. Doesn't look too thick. I don't recognize it, so I think I may have gotten this from my friend Lisa. So yay, hopefully it'll be a fast read. All right, starting to get the ornaments put away. The empty boxes that I need to fill. There's my table full of ornaments that I need to see which ones have the boxes, and then wrap the others. And then I had Cassie nicely get the Year Without a Santa Claus on TV for me. So we're watching that while we take the tree down. Just a little late, but still get to see it. Happy Friday! Woot woot! January 2nd. Already heading into the year. It feels like a Monday. Always does after having, a day or two of others at home with me where it's not a normal schedule. And now they're both back at work and I'm home alone, but it feels like a catch-up day. Feels like, okay, let me straighten some things up. I have papers on the desk I needed to go through, move around. I have moved some things around for when Wayne had to put the new external hard drive on my desk. And I've got those stacks, and I've got one up there, and I've got one on the edge of my desk that things that have also been sitting there for a long time that need to be gone through. It's one of those, why do I have 5 million files on my computer? I want to put all those into the computer electronically so I don't have the paperwork, and yet I have the information that I might need. So anyways, thought about filming a video today, but then it was like, oh, but there's this and this and this to do. And the good and bad, that's the other thing about when I make plans, kind of like the resolutions or the things, my list of, okay, well, what I want to get done for the next year, but, things that need to get done. But then because they're there and even they're on the list, then it's like, well, now they need to be checked off. So now I feel like I want to do this and this and this and this, and I need to get them done right away. And then I'm like stressing myself out because I know there are things that need to get done. So reminding myself this year that it's okay. It's going to take time. We're going to spread these things out, and, we have time to get them done. Nothing is dire an emergency. It's just, methodical things that need to get done. And so schedule a time. So if I plan it out in my head, that's kind of better if I have at least an idea. Whereas like right now when I just I want to get things done, it's kind of like, okay, well, but if I put down a date kind of to them, maybe that is part of the measurable part, right? The SMART goals. If I put a date, I want to get this done by, that might help. So it's getting better already anyways. Yeah, the last couple days have been good. It was New Year's Eve. We went to a gathering at a neighbor's house here. She had us over a couple months ago, I think it was, when we went there. I forget what it was. It was just a gathering. Now we all got together. It was a good time. Got to meet some of the neighbors. That was a smaller gathering. For this one, for New Year's Eve, she had a lot of people over. It was very nice. Unfortunately, I only talked to a few. I had a couple hours there that we had lots of good food, and in fact even got to see our old property manager, maintenance guy who used to be on property. After he retired, that's when things kind of all changed around here. So we were kind of trying to convince him to come back last night. Like, yeah, right. After you retire, like you really want to go back to work. I even tried to bribe him with cookies. I'm like, I will make cookies for you again. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, didn't that work? Isn't there a reason to come back? I'm like, he would get so much love that, you know, not that he already doesn't, but if he came back here, one of the neighbors was like, I'll help. I'll grab my shovel. I'll come up. I'll walk behind you. I'll spread the salt. I was like, yeah, like, well, I'll be out there. I'll be, you know, trying to help you out a little bit and stuff like that. But we miss him, obviously. So hopefully he feels good about that then. He knows he's missed. A lot of people care. So I didn't get to talk to him much. I saw him in the beginning. He was very happy to see me up and about and looking healthy and all that, because he knows the journey I've been through. So that was very nice. But then we kind of got roped into kind of, you know, the living room area, and we started talking there, and then that's where we stayed for a little bit. So Wayne and me and a couple other neighbors. And I sat there for a while, and then I thought too, and I'm like, oh, well, John's over there, and I want to go talk to him for a little while, because I haven't seen him. These guys, the other neighbors, I kind of see when I'm out on my walks and stuff like that. I kind of, you know, at least say hi. Still would have been nice to talk to him more in depth, but in any case, I worked my way back around to the dining room table and sat there, and then we all talked about our ice situation this winter. And salt, and maybe some tips on maybe some things we could do to try to make it better or things like that. But so it was good conversation. And then it was time for me to go. So it was all right. A couple neighbors were leaving at the same time, so that was all right. That was good. Then I went to go see Mom and chatted with her for an hour or so and stuff, and then got her into bed so she could relax. Turned on the Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve show and all that, and I thought, well, yeah, I gotta put that on at home too. I kept thinking about, I wanted to try to watch something about seeing the New Year's celebrations throughout the world, but I thought, okay, well, you know, that happens for, you know, 5 minutes, and then what are they going to put for the rest of the hour of their program? I did look online, and I thought CNN had something. They were like, oh yeah, New Year's around the world, and then I forgot about it. I don't know what else we were doing that day, but on New Year's Eve, Cassie and I went paint shopping. So we were gone for a while, and then worked a little bit on stuff around the house. But anyways, yeah, so I turned on the Dick Clark show and watched that. Pretty much had that on until midnight. Wayne actually made it till midnight this year also. So that was good. He didn't get too tired, you know, early, but shortly after midnight, and he headed up. But yeah, so we sat here. It was like, ooh, Happy New Year. Open up the door for 30 seconds, kind of let that old air out, new air in. Clap my hands kind of quietly because the Wayne had already headed up. But I was like, that's it, make the noise, right? Gotta make noise. And then let the old air out. And then I forgot, I didn't buy grapes. There was that list of things, like I said, you could do to ring in the new year. That we don't really have any New Year's traditions. And it was more of that. We had, growing up, I had noisemakers, and that was part of it. I would open up the door, like in my home in Cudahy. I would open up the door and just yell outside, Happy New Year! If anybody heard. Or, you know, do my little twirlers. You had a little handle on there, and then it was a little, I don't know, metal piece, almost like a tin of mints or something like that, but you twirl it, it would make noise. Or sometimes had the blowers. So we did that. Our New Year's meal is usually steak. We didn't even think about that until late. Wayne, you know, did think about it at one point, going, oh yeah, I didn't even buy any steak. So we didn't do that. I don't know, we didn't really even have anything special for New Year's Eve, because again, we had our meal over there. I think I ate a little bit later here again, because technically the way I ate for that day, that was my lunch. And yeah, I think I ended up staying up till 2, went to bed. Cassie may have stayed up till about 3. Mandy was home at that point. She had her New Year's in Seoul. Her and her friends had gone out to the hotel They were going to go out and see fireworks, but they had been out earlier in the day and they had seen a bunch of the Christmassy lights. And by the time they got back to the hotel, it said it took them about an hour to warm up again. And so they didn't want to go back out. So they ordered at McDonald's and had their little New Year's celebration watching their New Year's show on TV. So she wished us a Happy New Year at her time, which again, they're 15 hours off from us. And then when it was midnight here, that would be like 3 p.m. her time. So same that she wished us, again, a Happy New Year our time. So that was cute. That was about it, because we bought the paint. And then today, well, for the first, somewhere between the first and the first weekend of January, we take down our Christmas tree. It's empty behind me. So because we're talking about or thinking about doing painting Cassie's room, we needed to move stuff out of Cassie's room, and I was hoping to get it into Mandy's room. But then she has a good, I don't know if she's counted, 50, 75 little Lego creations. And they're, about that size, each of them. So I have some on the credenza. You've probably seen in some videos when I sit at my dining room table. Up above on the credenza there, I have some of the Lego figurines, because she ran out of room in her room. She has a shelf in her room, and that's totally loaded with her figurines. So we needed to clear off those shelves. And so I made room in Mandy's room. So again, there are shorter steps that we didn't have to carry them all the way downstairs and all that too, and risk any of them, twisting and falling and breaking. So I got room cleaned off there. So she moved all her Lego creations there. So she kind of worked on her room while Wayne and I worked on the tree. But to work on the tree, I also needed the kitchen or the dining room table. So I got the puzzle all broken up and put away. Never did find that last piece. I was hoping that my dad was playing a trick on me, and he somehow, moved that piece on me, and that I left the puzzle up for 2 days, hoping one of the days I'd come down, I would see that piece. No. So we got the puzzle put away, we got all the ornaments off the tree, and then as I was boxing up, putting away all the ornaments, Wayne was taking the lights off the tree. And by the time I kind of got I was hungry. I made a cheese pizza, frozen pizza. And by the time that was done too, he's like, oh, that's a good idea. And I'm like, yeah, it was time. So yeah, had some dinner, and then he's pooping out. And so he got the tree taken care of. Found in the base of the tree that there was a plasticky part that was inside that had broke. It was shattered in pieces. So I guess that was the part that broke, that was not allowing it to spin anymore. So I don't know, I think he's got it set by the garage door, so I think he wants it thrown out. So next year we'll have to buy a new tree stand again. See how that goes. Other than that, yeah, I told him, because I said he was pooping out, I'm like, you know what, we'll finish the living room tomorrow to put things back if that's what we're going to do and whatever, because the rocking chair that's there normally goes on this side, and I have a love seat couch that goes there. And they're heavy, and they take energy to move and all that. So he vacuumed, and I helped him carry all the boxes to the basement. So he only had to do, a few stairs at a time instead of all the stairs each time. So that was good. We got that taken care of. And that's about it. So same thing. Cassie did a little bit of work, and then she kind of pooped out, and the vacuum died. She was vacuuming off her shelves with all the dust after clearing all the Lego characters off, and then she had stuffed animals above her bed, and she got that shelf cleared off. Another shelf that has stuffed animals on it, she got that half cleared off. So I had to charge the vacuum, and so she came down and rested and ate. And plus I had her put on the as I showed, the A Year Without a Santa Claus. That was it. So we got to see the Heat Miser and Freeze Miser song, because I've been singing that all winter. We never watched any Christmas shows this year. And I'm like, oh, come on. So she put those on while we were decorating. I'm like, well, at least I finally got to see it. And then she put on the Muppets Christmas Carol. I'm like, all right. So we could put on Die Hard. Ooh, it's a Christmas movie. And I'm like, that, I know at least Wayne would kind of want to watch. She put on a Muppet one. That was good too. Very good. So yeah, then she went up and worked a little bit more in her room and stuff, and then came down, and we're good for that. Like I said, they're both at work today. Tomorrow is Saturday, so we do have normal grocery shopping, house cleaning, stuff to do. So we'll see. I have lunch with my girlfriends also. So maybe towards nighttime. So I was figuring after that, then I was going to take down the tree. But whether we will try to do any more in Cassie's room, but seeing as she still has a little bit more to do with shelf cleaning off, maybe she'll get that done tomorrow. Oh, tonight or tomorrow. Actually, today's Friday. She can still get that done today. So tomorrow maybe we could start. We'll start a little bit. And then on Sunday she can help because we have to put primer on the wall and all that anyways before putting the fun color on. So we could probably get some of that done, you know, without her, even though it'd be nice to have her help and she can do some stuff too. So that's the plan with that. Today I did my exercising again. It was good I kind of didn't exercise. I'm trying to think. I thought I did the 31st. Because today's Friday, because I did not exercise yesterday. But when I did on Wednesday, I was like holding the port area while I was doing some little moves. I did lower end workout and all that, but I could still feel the area and stuff. And I was kind of doing some running in place, doing some fast feet. So I was holding this and then doing my fast feet. It was good. And as of yesterday, it wasn't hurting. This morning, it wasn't hurting. Today, I'm feeling it just a tad. I did exercise this morning. Same. I did a 15-minute walking workout, and then I did a 20-minute walking workout. But then it's like, you do your fast feet, or then you do slow walking, or then you do kind of, sideways walking, or, walking forward in a kick, and do some high knee raises. So a couple different moves. Some of them was reaching. But I thought, all right, so again, do just a little bit, and not too bad. I think, again, this is, where are we at? 3, 4, well, I got it done the beginning of December. So 4 weeks. Maybe going on 5, 4 or 5. But, oh, can you see it on there? How low am I? Still, it looks good. It feels okay. I do feel the scar tissue, but at least, again, just touching, it's much better. It was painful when I was first touching it, and now, yeah, it's really not. And I think I noticed that last night when I put lotion on again before bed. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't actually even really hurt. So that's good. Feels okay. So yeah, so I did my exercising this morning. Thinking about taking a walk. It's sunny out, so it looks nice. But I also know it's like, what do we have? 18 degrees. We had like 0 wind chills this morning, so I'm sure it's close to that. It's gonna be cold, but again, a short walk. It'll be good, fresh air. Kind of get back into my routines. So I have that. Like I said, there are other things to do. I know I have the dishes to do. I guess other paperwork I have to get through, but I did start reading. I think I showed that too. I picked out a book right away. Like I said before, Cassie blocked off that closet. Interesting book. This did come from Lisa. I'm figuring out as I'm starting to read it. This is about a witch and a vampire. So it's interesting so far. I've read the first chapter. I figured, okay, I'll get at least one, like I said, the 10 pages, maybe a chapter, depending on how long the chapters are. And I kind of got through the first chapter, then I was doing other things, and I'm like, oh, how many pages did I end up reading? Oh, 10. So let me go. That first chapter was 10 pages. So I got to start to it. The thing for me about book reading, I know some people do it where like, okay, close off the electronics or whatever and read before bed. So like by 8 o'clock, you turn things off, or 9 o'clock, and then you read for an hour-ish before you go to sleep. Depending on what I'm reading, that affects my sleep. It's the same thing with videos. Like I don't watch the scary videos, or even once in a while if I watch a law and crime type of a video or something, and then I just feel kind of like, that might carry over into my sleep. And I already have goofy dreams. So even reading books, even about, like even the ones that Wayne reads, where they're kind of capture the bad guy, type of thing, like something happened. So whether there was a person that was murdered or there was whatever, and then this guy's going to go and catch him or find him and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, some of that too is, you end on a chapter and end on whatever. It's just kind of like, So I don't like to do that, really near bed, because the videos that I watch are fun and goofy, usually stuff, or not documentary like per se, but just fun stuff, people's live stuff, kind of like my videos too. I watch those of other people. So that's still, it's all light and goofy or whatever, not stuff like this with the book. So there again, I'm thinking about, as far as reading, I'm going, okay, yep, I want to get my reading in this afternoon. So I keep going with that. And yeah, so it's a start. I'm, doing okay. Doing okay on these goals, like I said. We'll see how this goes and reassess come February 1st, or evaluate where I'm at and where we're gonna go from there. But we're gonna just keep trying, doing my best. Other than that, Mandy's package. Checked that tracking the other day. So like I said, from November 24th through December 30th, it was like nowhere to be found, nothing going on. Don't know where it was. But as of December 30th, it finally made it to Chicago. And then I checked it the next, I think 2 days later, so the 1st, it made it to South Korea. So it took 4 weeks to make it to the next state, but it only took a day to make it over to South Korea. So I checked that again today, and it's still there. But again, at least it's closer. So maybe, hopefully next week, she'll get that. So I'll just be watching for the like out for delivery type notification. So we keep on checking that and keeping an eye on that. Yeah, other than that, that's all that's going on. Like I said, yeah, plans for this weekend, going out with my girlfriends, so that'll be nice. And same, try to make another date with them, how we're going to do that, if it's 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Maybe try to get that in the books, figure out a date, and keep those going. Get that going, the same thing. Just nice to be able to meet up with each other and catch up and have that, communication, have that get-togethers and stuff like that. Always very nice. Let me know if you've taken your Christmas decorations down, or when do you do that? I know I've seen some people here in the neighborhood keep theirs up like through February, through Valentine's Day. Like, whoo, that's kind of long. Then again, some people didn't put them up till December 24th. I don't know if anybody still does that. I know that was a tradition. My one girlfriend would do that. Christmas Eve, they would decorate their tree. And then obviously they'd keep it up through February, because now they're finally enjoying it. Whereas I already enjoyed mine throughout all December. So, yeah, let me know. On that note, I'm going to go take a walk. Another one of those things of me having to catch up today is that Cassie found these rocks/crystals when she was cleaning up her room. And she was like, "Here you go, Mom. You can have them." And I'm like, "Yay! I love rocks." So it's just like, I'll take them out of the bag and put them up on my shelves. But look how pretty. Yeah, what was the pretty green? And then the opalite. Oh, opal. I love opal. But here by my desk, that's part of, I have my shelf of crystals. So when I sit here and do some of my guided meditations and whatever, I will just grab a crystal and hold on to it. And or I just sit here and I look at my pretty rocks. Good luck, elephant. But anyways, I've loved rocks all my life. So yeah, I have to find a home for those now. My little area is a little full. I'm already kind of doubled up in a bunch of places. So I shall see what I'm going to do with these, where I'll find room. 18 degrees, feels like 7 with wind chill. It's cold. Lake is frozen again. We've had some snow, so it's covered in snow, but also there are footprints. And I can't see what I'm doing. So, if you see those footprints, makes me wonder what's walking out there, especially when it's a straight line like that. I don't know as though it would be a duck or a goose, but also it like goes. Well, it almost looks like all the way across the whole width of the lake. Well, still the animals. Every once in a while I see like a cat walking out there, or I did see a coyote on the ice. Was that this year? A couple months ago. I don't think it was last winter. But sometimes rabbits, sometimes squirrels. Oh, I even see little footprints from, I don't know if you could see it or not, behind the light pole here. From our side to the other, but those look like little hoppies. A little hop, hop, hop. Yeah, I should back it up and I could zoom in. But yeah, you have those hopping across. But otherwise, the other ones look fairly like walking all the way across. I guess a little shortcut for the animals instead of having to walk around. They can they can walk over the ice. I've got some little footprints here. Well, in fact, those two, they'll go all across the shoreline. Maybe those are the ones that took the little shortcut halfway across. But there's another little set out there. But these again are like 111. That's almost like deer. I don't think we'd have deer out there. But they don't look like duck feet. Then again, it's already blown over a little bit. So can't see if those would be little web feet or not. But they go way out, but all along the shore. Whew, all right, back from that walk. Guess I should have worn a scarf. That was a little cold. Then, of course, I take my hands out of my gloves so I can record, so I can press the buttons. So the hands are cold. You know, put them back in the gloves, put them back on. But I figure, okay, well, now I'll do the dishes and put my hands in some warm water, and that'll help warm me up. And then besides that, I have some of the Christmas boxes and tissues to put away. I've got all that, so I have to make a trip downstairs, and so doing stairs also will warm me up. But whoo, but it was very nice. Get out there, sunshine, trees. Okay, not Monday morning musings, but Friday morning musings. Oh yeah, and then back there you can see some of Cassie's Lego decorations, Lego figurines. But what is the wind good for in the winter? I'm like, okay, in summer it carries the seeds, and you can plant, you know, the trees and the flowers. You know, it helps carry things. After the rainstorms, it helps dry the ground. On a hot day, you get a nice cool breeze. Okay, but winter, why do we have wind in the winter? What does it do? I'm like, okay, we got the sun out there. The sun can help melt the snow. Maybe the wind can also help dry up the wetness. But other than that, why is there wind in winter? And then I saw a couple posts. Oh goodness, same. Had to be maybe November when we were getting cold and getting big windstorms, and then again last week, where on I think it's Lake Erie, like when the wind is so big, when we have these big gusts. Like the other day we had 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Well, they either had sustained wind gusts and maybe up to 80 miles an hour or something, but maybe the 50-mile-an-hour ones, that it blew all the water away from the shoreline on the one side, and I guess the water on the other side was raised up, because like on the one side it was like it lowered 6 feet, and so then on the other side obviously the water raises and you get these big waves crashing. It's called a siege, I guess, S-E-I-C-H-E, I think. I'd never heard that before, so wonders of the internet, that as I'm scrolling and I see these kind of things. And on my Facebook feed, it was from the weather. I guess maybe I hadn't had weather channels before, but I've seen weather channels, and so they've described this and showed pictures. And so, well, so this last one that I saw was something about too, how when you have all that water removed, you can see what's on the bottom of the lake because all that land is exposed. So this person had found a snowmobile that had obviously fallen through the water. He found, I guess, a part of a car. He showed the pictures of the snowmobile. But he found a part of a car, and then he also found a high school class ring or something. I thought it was a piece of jewelry. I know, I think last time it happened, they said something about there was a part of a ship. So a shipwreck, so part of a ship was down there. I don't think it was just a regular, I think it was a ship. But I'm like, those are interesting things too, that when stuff like this happens. And I don't know if they cleaned it out. I'm like, that would be nice. Clean out that kind of stuff, I guess, where you go from one place to the other, so instead of having it sit there in the water. But already the water's all gone, so it's not like the fishies are living in there and that's their home. You can kind of get some of that stuff and clear it out and make it nice and clean. But let me know if you've ever heard of that. Have you, and do you live anywhere that you experience that? I'm like, interesting that I've never heard that along Lake Michigan, that we don't have that. But yeah, that's just fascinating. One of my orchids is blooming. I don't know if we can see with the light behind there. Trying to show the color. It's the usual purple, but hard to see. I'll have to move it later and show you one more bloom. See if you can see any better in the light. Thought it would be better with the blinds closed, but either way, very pretty. Paying attention to my orchid, and I'm just seeing that my spider plant fell over. this has gotten so nice and healthy since I repotted it in this pot. Well, these little ones aren't growing much. I don't know what they're doing, whatever. But this one was actually, it had been standing up like this. So I don't know if they're supposed to kind of like stay standing up or that anyways, or lean over, because then when they start shooting out their spikes, like it almost looks like on here, on this one, I might be having a spike shooting out. Because that's just different. It's more of a, yeah, it's not a leaf. Or that, so I think that's like a new plant growing. So I think maybe they're supposed to lean over when they shoot out stuff like that. I'll have to look it up. Because I have one of my plant sticks in here, and I had a lot of the leaves in there, which obviously there are still leaves in here, but the plant obviously got too heavy that couldn't hold it up. Well, all right, for now I put another plant stick in, or two. Although again, I don't know if these are supposed to kind of hang down and out as opposed to being up. So I will look into that. But then also on this side, I put a plant stick in here. Where's my hand? For the one that was on that side of the pot, because that was leaning way over too. So we shall see how that goes. Happy Saturday! It is girls' lunch day today. Woot woot. We're doing our cafe zupas again, so I think I'm gonna have my strawberry pecan salad again, because it's not seasonal here. It seems like that's a regular item on the menu, so happy about that. Yay! Did ask the girls of who's all coming, so I know how big of a table to get, because they don't have a lot of big tables. They have a couple booths, they have a couple round tables, you know, bigger, smaller, probably some square tables. My tummy is rumbling. Like, I'm hungry, didn't have breakfast. Because I thought, again, lunch is close enough, even though I didn't exercise. Normally, I don't eat till this time because I'm exercising in the morning, but I was doing other things. I showered and changed my bag, and that always takes time, so. But there should still be, I think I figured out 4 of us. So that'll be good. It's a good amount of people that we can always, I'll talk and have enough time to talk and really catch up with people. So that's good, but we'll miss the others. So hopefully next month we'll make it. I'll try to pick out a date again right away today, maybe. So that it'll be maybe 6 weeks in advance or so that everybody can put it on their calendar and everybody will be able to make it. Other than that, Wayne's holding down the fort. He's got cleaning going on. Cassie did a little bit more work in her room last night and today. Finished cleaning off one of the shelves, did some more vacuuming, and closed her closet doors, of which one of the springs popped off while she was doing that. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's happened in our closet before, so Wayne knows how to fix that. But yeah, we're thinking that we're probably going to have to flip her mattresses up and put them against the closet while we paint those couple walls. So that will probably work together. Well, otherwise they're gonna maybe have to go in our hallway. I don't know if I can fit 2 mattresses in the hallway, if there's enough room that way. Width-wise, there would be enough room for 1. Same, not really 2. And then depending on how long it takes us, again, if today I was hoping maybe I could at least tape off the room. So again, baby steps, little steps, what we have to do. We'll have to move the bed. We have to vacuum under there because that'll be all dusty. And then tape some areas off. He took down one of her shelves. The other 2 shelves, we're going to see if we can work around, because I don't want to take stuff really out of the wall if we don't have to. That wall is like any wall, I suppose, unless you're in a stud. It may be too loose. But what else? So her curtain rod has to come down. There's some nails in the walls. There's some either tape residue. I don't think they're tape pieces. I think we took all the tape off from having posters on the wall or whatever, but there's tape residue, so Wayne wants to sand that down a little bit. He did find his spackling compound, and that works. So again, all the nails that were in the wall from all her posters. I forgot to take a before picture. I don't know if she did or not, but she had a bunch of K-pop posters up there. But we will, take all those nails out. He wants to fill all those holes, and maybe tomorrow being Sunday, tomorrow hopefully we'll get that primer layer on the walls. And then, I'm assuming we're going to be pooped after doing one of that. And then Monday, Cassie has off, and so between her and I, we can maybe get a layer of paint on. Because even with the primer, it may take 2 coats of paint. So same, at least if we get 1 coat of paint on. and we'll go from there. We'll see where we're at and either how much I can do during the week by myself, what needs to be done, and then again by next weekend. I'm hoping it'll only take 2 weekends and we'll be able to get it finished up. So then by next weekend, again, if we have a good 3 days-ish or so, be able to get the closets painted and then should be done. Then, move all her stuff back in. But again, at least she can sleep in there and then again slowly move stuff back in and decide where she wants to put it or what we're going to do, how we want to rearrange. That's where we're at with that. Yeah, those are this weekend's plans then. It's a big job. Always is. That's why it's always like, yeah, we should do this, but it doesn't happen. So like I said, she's wanted her room painted for a while. Yeah, it's that orange. She said she showed it to a friend at work and they're like, that's like Nickelodeon orange. I'm like, oh yeah. And it's been there for a long time. Like I said, it's been a long time since we painted. So if we get this done. And yeah, one at a time. Like I said, Maddie's wanted her room painted too. So we'll see if we feel like doing that. Probably not. We're going to be tired from painting. Sometimes it's like that. You start a project and you start going and then it's like, oh, now you're got the momentum going. And so then you just want to keep going and let's do the next step and let's do, so let's paint the next room or let's paint. So now we're in the mood for painting. So we kind of get that going. But I don't know. Baby steps. We got to get this first one done first and go from there. But anyways, looking forward to lunch. Yummy. End of the night. Saturday is done. Just got done at Mom's. So lunch went well. It was just the 4 of us. We had a good time. Lots of good conversation. In fact, we talked a whole bunch before even going to order our food. I had my usual strawberry harvest salad. So it's the strawberries, cranberries, pecans, I think, or walnuts. So good. So very good. Yeah. So we all had good conversation. Like I said, good catching up. So that was all nice. Came home. Thought I'd get around to taping off Cassie's room, but I'm like, because we still have to move the bed and vacuum, and I'm like, you know what? It'd just be easier to do all that tomorrow. So instead, working on other things tonight, and like I said, then go by Mom's, and now same. I'll try to finish off some things that also need to get done, so that tomorrow we can't spend most of the day just in Cassie's room and working on that. Anyways, it's gonna be cold out again anyway. Tomorrow's gonna be another cold morning, so good day to spend inside. I hope you guys are staying warm and getting something accomplished this first week of January. Working on any of your goals yet? I've been keeping up with my reading, so I'm proud of myself for that. And like I said, we're working slowly on getting the Cassie room painted, so 2 goals going. Ooh, yay for me. I hope things are going well with you. You're feeling well. Starting off the year great, and keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye.